Welcome back to another episode of Tough Men of Faith. I'm one of your hosts sitting over here, RT Stringer, and I'm joined by
Nick
the
Robinson.
guy.
You're going to introduce me.
I was going to introduce you.
Go
as,
ahead. Let's see what you got.
Well, it's almost Christmas.
Yeah.
I was wondering, have you ever played Santa Claus? You got that beard going.
Wait a minute.
It's turned a little white.
Now, Rachel plays Mrs. Santa's sister sometimes. Does that count?
Mrs. Santa's sister?
It's a game we like to play around our house.
Okay, well, let's just get on with it.
Come on, let's just go right back into that. Just kidding. No, so
All right.
I played Santa Claus. What about you?
You have?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Really?
No, like you've dressed up. And
Oh, yeah.
Do you do this every year? Like it's a part-time gig? You're
I
at
wear
the
the
mall?
Santa hat.
Yeah.
That's it. Just the Santa hat.
Well, Merry Christmas, guys. This is dropping a couple days before Christmas.
Oh, we're just kidding around. Come on, let's have a good time.
Hopefully, you got all your shopping done.
Yeah.
How do you shop for? Who do you shop for?
So I shop for my wife.
Yeah.
Generally my mom. We don't have kids, so that makes it really nice. Yeah, yeah. We got the dog some stuff. Nieces and nephews, got them some stuff. And it's really cool because we can spoil them rotten and then send them home.
Yeah.
And that's pretty awesome. But shop for my mom and shop for Rachel.
Yeah. Do you online or do you go to stores?
I went to stores this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first year I've done online. I usually just go to stores on Christmas Eve and get the stuff. So
Oh, really?
it's always been my plan in the past and how I did things. But this year,
a friend of mine this year asked me to go shopping with him. He had never really done the shopping thing. He just gives out cash. And this year he wanted to pick out some specific things, so we went shopping.
Sounds like a good friend. Just
Yeah, it's pretty
rolls
good.
up and throws out cash. And
Yeah.
was this producer Blake?
No.
No.
It's,
Okay. I didn't think so.
It's one of the every once in a while listeners to the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, last week we kind of left off with some homework.
We did. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, we were talking about balance and boundaries. And so the homework was to go home and kind of do a self-assessment on yourself, where you can find some balance in your life or how you can create some balance in your life and where you can make some boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of went home and did a self-assessment.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Did you do one?
I wrote down a few things.
Okay, cool.
Actually, before you jump into yours, let me tell you
Yeah.
what I'm going to throw in a scripture for you.
Okay.
So I was taking it more, I think a little bit different approach how you did on like setting some boundaries.
Okay.
But I read this verse in the Bible. Now, I never remember reading this verse.
Great.
I know you're thinking, great, my pastor. I've read my entire Bible, but all right, it's in Proverbs chapter 25, verse 17.
Okay.
It said, "Let your foot be seldom in your neighbor's house, lest he have his fill of you and hate you."
Huh.
Isn't that an interesting verse?
So don't get in your neighbor's business unless he's had his fill of you.
Yeah, so let your foot be seldom. I took it as like boundaries on relationships.
Oh, okay.
And that's the angle I was kind of going, is thinking
Like
through
don't throw
like,
rocks at glass houses?
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Like don't just always show up at your neighbor's house
Yeah.
uninvited. And
Right.
you keep doing that every day, he may get his fill of you and may just hate you. That's what the
Gotcha.
Bible says. So anyways, I thought I'd share what I learned this week.
Okay.
Go ahead. I know you did the real homework.
Well, I was just kind of, like I said, self-assessment. And some of the areas that I have issues with, like eating healthy or working out or spending quality time with the wife, or this week something popped up that we weren't necessarily expecting, but I noticed that our bank account has been dwindling.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas season.
Yeah, but even before that, it seemed like it was always going down.
Yeah.
Even though we were both, putting money into it every week or every other week or whatever, and it seemed like it was going down. So we kind of re-looked at our budget. We finally, we moved into a new house 5 months ago, and we kind of had to go through our budget, and we realized that we weren't really balancing how we were spending things. We were overspending by quite a bit.
But you know what? I'm not a finance guy, but that makes sense why your bank account was going down.
Yeah. See, look at
See?
you. But it kind of goes back into balance, and when you noticed that we had an issue, we assessed it. Then last week we sat back down, we redid our budget, and now we're having to live by it. And I was kind of thinking about, kind of a 1, 2, 3, how to make this work in your life. And one would be a self-assessment. 2 would be making a plan that you'll stick to. It's really easy to make a plan. I'll work out this much days. I'll eat this much good food for me. It's really easy to make a plan that you're not going to stick to, one that you're going to fail at in 2 months' time, 3 months' time. So we kind of made our budget in that same sense of what are we actually going to stick to and what's going to work for us versus what sounds good while we're making big changes today, you know? And then step 3, just kind of make it happen. Small, what was I reading? Small wins are anything that you accomplish that align with your intentions. And,
Can you read that again?
Yeah, small wins are anything that you accomplish that align with your intentions. So
Yeah.
I was kind of doing that, and working out. You really called me out for this last time.
I don't remember that.
Oh, that's okay. I remember it. It's convicting.
Is it?
So I went home and worked out again.
I shouldn't make that
twice
Santa
since,
joke.
last time we hung out.
I really like that about the small wins. It's that thought process of you're focusing on like the process of what you're doing and not necessarily the outcome.
Exactly.
So you want more money in your bank account,
Right.
right? But that's the outcome you want. But what you need to focus on is not buying 6 Red Bulls today.
Right.
I only said that because I'm looking across the table at your Red Bull that you have, but it's late in the evening. You needed one tonight.
Yeah.
But focus on that process every day,
Right.
And then see what happens.
Yeah.
The outcome will come. Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
So let's work through these. So you have a 3-point plan. So I'm going to apply this to my life. So if you need to kind of need to change some things in your life, all right, so assess your life, right?
Yep. Self-assessment. Figure it out.
Do you get others involved in the assessment, like when you're looking in your life?
I usually get my wife involved.
Your wife?
She's always my biggest cheerleader. Sometimes she's my biggest critic too.
Yeah.
But so I need that on both sides.
I started probably about 2 years ago getting a couple other people involved with my finances.
Okay.
I've never done that before, and I know as Americans we're really private about
Oh, yeah.
our money, how much we make, where we spend it, those type of things.
Right.
So I have a couple guys, and one in particular, that before I make any financial decision, like a significant one,
Yeah.
I'm talking through it with him.
Okay.
And he knows.
Is he a financial guy?
He's not.
Okay.
He's just wise with his money.
So you're just taking blind advice.
Blind advice.
Hey man, I'm not a financial guy, but I'll give you some good advice.
I'm not talking about like.
Let me hold some of your money and I'll invest it for you. How about that?
Yeah. Not that. But this
Okay.
guy knows, he knows what I make. He knows our income. He knows what I spend. He knows my bills. He knows my debt.
Cool.
And this is someone just to bounce some things off. I used to use my dad for that,
Yeah.
but he's no longer here, so.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. I know we have some jokes. We'll make them at some point,
Yeah,
right? Maybe
yeah,
not
but
today.
Not today.
Not today.
Yeah.
So, but I'll call him up and just talk through it before I do it. And so for me, that's how I assess. Like, I think it's
Nice.
good to get some other people involved.
Yeah, I agree.
And,
Especially when it's a big decision.
and if, you better get your spouse involved, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
her money too. And
Right. It's probably her money, actually.
it's probably her money. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you assess it, do it yourself, do it with some other people.
Yep. Put pen to paper, write it down, write
Make a
down your plan, and be intentional.
I like, you mentioned a plan and you said a plan that you can stick with.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to make a plan that you're gonna fail at in 2 months or
Yeah.
a month or 2 weeks. I mean, it's so easy to make an unachievable plan.
Yeah.
I've done it many times. And find something you can stick with, even if it's not, say you want to save $500 a month. That's great. Can you actually physically do it? And will you keep doing it? Or would it be better to save $350 a month so it puts a little extra money in your pocket? I mean, whatever your plan is, make it achievable. Make it something that you're actually going to stick to.
I agree. And that's actually next episode. We're going to get into that, talking about New Year's resolutions,
Okay,
setting goals.
great.
But some of that's going to be, we're going to talk through that plan, like
Nice.
how every year everyone has these goals they want to do or New
Yeah.
Year's resolutions, and they fail.
Right.
And then the next year they have the same one. I'm going to go to the gym every day.
Yeah.
And then midway through January they're no longer going. And so make a plan that you can stick to.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. And I think that's where the assessment comes in. That if you have the right friends and people speaking into it, they're gonna be like, "Dude, you can't do that."
Right.
I mean, I know you.
Yeah.
I know you can't do that.
Hey, fatty, you're never going to the gym every day.
Well, hopefully they're not saying that. But,
That's probably what they're saying.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They should. If they're good friends, that's what they're saying.
That they're being honest, right?
Yep.
So assess, make a plan, and the third one you said was do something, make it happen.
Make it happen. And just remember, small victories lead to achievable, or lead to big rewards. It doesn't have to be. If you're saving, I'm saving money for a pool. I want a pool one day at my house.
Yeah.
But it's not like I got 60 grand stuck in the safe because I decided to start saving for a pool. It's every $50 here, $100 there, and it's just in 3 years' time, I'm gonna have my pool one way or another.
Yeah.
Or I'm just gonna dig a lake in my backyard and be done with it.
I'll throw in $20 towards the pool.
See, there you go. Look, I'm $20 closer. So-
Let Karen know; she'll give it to you.
Right.
I really like this third point, like make it happen or do something. Because
Yep.
how many guys do you know that they get all pumped up and excited?
I do.
Like, I'm going to do this, right? And then they make a plan, they write it down, they have their goal,
Yep.
and they don't do anything
Yep,
with it.
exactly. I did this last week. I
Did
actually
you?
put a note in my phone, a reminder. So every other day, it comes up and says, "Hey, fatty, work out."
That's what the note
Yeah.
says.
And I missed it like the first time. I was like, okay, no big deal. And then it popped up, 2 days later. It said, "Hey, fatty, work out." And I looked at it, I was like, well, you're the idiot that wrote it. You can't be mad at yourself. And it just made me get up and do something. Small, quick workout. Just something different.
Yeah.
Break up the monotony. So just make it happen.
Make it happen. So I like this. This is going to lead nicely into next week. It's almost as if we planned this.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. We made a plan.
Look at us.
All right. So you had your homework last week.
Yep.
So this week with that, we'd encourage you to kind of assess your life. Make your plan, a doable plan. Talk with some friends, your spouse, if you're married about it.
Yeah, maybe get somebody else involved.
Yeah.
Somebody that you wouldn't normally get involved. Call your battle buddy, call your buddy, call your friend. Tell your wife.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to start saving some money. You got to get off the Amazons.
Then do something.
Yeah, and then do something.
Right, do something.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Yep. Join us next week for what? New Year's
week,
resolutions?
New Year's
and budgeting?
resolutions. Hope you guys have a great Christmas.
Yeah.
And
it is the season.
Maybe if you're hanging out with your brother-in-law or someone, tell them about our podcast.
Yeah.
You're sitting around.
Yeah, share it on your face page.
Share it on your face page. Yeah.
Your Instagrams.
Instagrams. Snapchats. Is that?
Yep, your Twitters.
The Twitters. Okay.
Yep. So.
We are really up on social media.
Yep. Oh, and we got the website.
And there's a website.
What do you got?
It is toughmenoffaith.org. That's it.
Awesome.
Check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
We need
See you
to upload
guys.
some pictures or something.
We'll get some up there.
People hear the voices. They want to see the voices.
We'll get some pictures up there.
All right. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all next week. Thank you.